won't stop till I hear him say,
crypto played no role. I'm going to show you all how in the document from the White House, they literally say that crypto had nothing to do with what just happened in the banking system. I'm literally going to physically show you all. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another CYPRX video breakdown. Massive information for you all today. We're going to be reading a few key phrases from the economic report that just came out from the president, okay, the White House, tying some things together surrounding some very interesting things that have flooded the space recently. Did cryptocurrency cause this bank run? I'm going to show you guys, paying attention to detail, how just extremely important it is that you do so. We're going to be going over key phrases, okay? Here to stay, not yet, no risk. All of these things tying into major speculative things that are being said in the market space right now. Operation Choke Point, Operation Choke Point 2.0, bank crises. Is crypto good or bad for the economy? I'm literally going to blow your guys' mind right now, connecting the dots, showing you guys pieces of the puzzle. So if you enjoy video breakdowns like this, smash that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel. We do appreciate the love and the support. As always, CYPRX dropping gems for you guys. This is going to be a little bit of a long breakdown at first, but watch how we tie it all in and connect the dots. I apologize if it gets a little bit dry reading these documents, but pay attention to detail. I'm going to attempt to piece this together for you all as best as I possibly can. We're going to start here, okay? And I want to get you guys, as always, brewing and starting with some questions. You need to be asking yourself some questions starting off, okay? So remember this article that came out March 17th, 2023. And one thing I have highlighted from this: did regulators intentionally cause a run on the banks? Okay, right? Goes on to say right down here, government agencies often use the selective enforcement of convoluted or unclear rules and regulations to pursue agendas. They can then define the action by saying that it's the public's best interest at stake when they go on to promote these agendas, right? You remember this article, we discussed this in a previous video breakdown. Watch how crazy this is. I want you to also remember a tweet that I put out to you guys of Augustin Carson's, if I'm pronouncing his name correctly, the general manager of the Bank of International Settlements, saying in a panel discussion,
First, for innovation to flourish, it requires a stable and safe infrastructure that unleashes the private sector's creativity and ingenuity.
Same panel discussion, Nellie Lang, she is the Secretary of the Treasury for Domestic Finance. What did she say? Pay attention.
But since we think the future value of crypto is for payments and not for speculative trading, the natural connection on
crypto assets right now are being utilized for what? Speculative trading. And in the future, this is a quote from Nellie Lang, in the future, we plan on using them for payments. Keep those things in mind as we're going through these documents. This is going to freaking blow your socks off at this vocabulary words that I found in the economic report from the White House, okay? I'm literally telling you, I had to make an emergency. I'm on a call right now with the students. Like they're actively on this right now. It's 10 o'clock at night. I'm making this video. It's supposed to be enjoying time with family, but I cannot let this sleep anymore. So did regulators intentionally cause run on banks? Let's move on. I'm sure that you guys have heard this. Some other influencers have covered this. I'm not going to beat the dead horse, but let's go into this. Let's open it. I'm going to blow your mind. Operation Choke Point, quote unquote, 2.0 may have contributed to SVB's collapse. It goes on to read, if the United States government really is implementing, quote unquote, Operation Choke Point 2.0, it will hurt financial stability and may have contributed to the collapse of Silicon Valley Bank, according to Donald Trump's former active White House Chief of Staff, Mike Mulvaney. He goes on to say, this is a direct quote from Mick Mulvaney. I hope that I'm pronouncing his name correctly. He says, I don't want to think the government would actually do that, Mulvaney said in a March 22 Bloomberg interview in reference to the rumored operation. Again, a rumored operation. This is not a fact. This is all speculation, but check this out. I'm gonna show you all how it is deeper than speculation. Again, it's still speculation, but watch the connections I'm about to show you all. He goes on to say, he did, however, recall attending hearings on the original Operation Choke Point which was a government initiative that aimed to limit certain industries' access to the US banking services. Well, what do we see right now going on? A crucial attack on and off-ramp services to retail investors to involve themselves in the crypto market. Why, ladies and gentlemen? In my personal opinion, it's because they know, and I'm going to show you in today's video breakdown, the massive amounts of money that individuals can make in this crypto space. They know the potential that this space has to offer for the future of individuals who are early on in this adoption curve and stick around. Watch. I'm literally about to blow people's minds. So it goes on to say, Mavani elaborated that he believes crypto played no role. Again, pay attention. He believes crypto played no role. I'm going to show you all how in the document from the White House, they literally say that crypto had nothing to do with what just happened in the banking system. I'm literally going to physically show you all. It goes on to say, no role in the downfall of SVB, and suggested poor risk management was to blame for the downfall of SVB. Operation Choke Point 2.0 is a term coined by Coinmetrics co-founder Nick Carter to refer to an apparently coordinated effort to discourage banks from holding crypto deposits or providing bank services to crypto firms on the basis of safety and soundness for the banking system. Again, remember the first document that I showed you all. What do they attempt to do this? Government agencies often use selective enforcement or convoluted or unclear rules and regulations to pursue agendas. Are you guys starting to pick up on the puzzle? So let's just pause real fast. I have some things highlighted in purple for you all. Let's go over Operation Choke Point, okay, what that was. Real fast, here's that interview from Bloomberg where he goes on to say crypto did not cause the collapse of SVB like they're making it out to be, okay? Operation Choke Point, let's just take a break real fast. Operation Choke Point was, and this is an actual fact, you guys can go look this up. Operation Choke Point was a operation that was conducted by the Obama administration in 2013, okay? Operation Choke Point 2.0 right now, that's speculative, okay? That's not a fact yet. This, however, is a fact, and they're saying that this could potentially be a replica of that, which is why they're calling it Operation Choke Point 2.0. So, Operation Choke Point. So that way you are informed, and I'm giving you all the fullest breakdown and perspective. What was this? The program was designed to combat fraud, money laundering, and other illegal activities by targeting banks and payment processors that were facilitating transactions for fraudulent businesses, quote unquote. However, what they're saying is that these attacks were directed in a way. It goes on to say, the goal of Operation Choke Point was to cut off the financial infrastructure that supported fraudulent businesses, making it harder for them to operate and reducing the harm they caused to consumers and legitimate businesses. However, this is where it gets interesting. The program faced criticism from some lawmakers and industry groups who argued that it was overly broad and unfairly targeted certain industries, such as payday lenders and firearm dealers, right? Again, if you don't meet their agenda, you were targeted. That's what they're saying. Again, the speculative nature of Operation Choke Point. Critics also argued that Operation Choke Point violated due process and undermined the principles of free enterprise by pressuring banks to cut off relationships. Look, cut off relationships with legitimate businesses. What are we seeing right now? Banks like HSBC limiting their account holders to do what? Purchase off and on-ramp crypto. Okay, I believe they put like either a $1,000 limit or a $5,000 limit or something like that. Why are they doing this? Again, because they're under pressure. They're under scrutiny from regulators and these political entities. Do you guys see what's happening? Okay, so just to give you a little rundown on what Operation Choke Point is, so that way you guys have, you know, historical information to go off of what it is, and it's not just vocab that's making no sense to you, right? Okay, so moving on. Here we go, another article. This is where we're going to start getting the vocab from the economic report. Okay, U.S. senators write to banking regulators about potential crypto discrimination. Remember what Operation Choke Point was? If you didn't meet their agenda, they came after you. Okay, goes on to say, 4 United States Republican senators led by Bill Hagerty have written a letter to the heads of the federal banking regulatory agencies questioning the ideological motivation. You see the vocabulary behind recent regulatory moves in regard to cryptocurrency. They compare the regulators' policies to the Obama administration's Operation Choke Point. Now you guys know what Operation Choke Point is, so now you know why they're comparing it to this. Again, an attack on a specific industry. Remember Operation Choke Point? What does it go on to say? Let me just find it for you. criticism from lawmakers, industry who argued that it was a broad, unfairly targeted certain industries. That's what Operation Choke Point did. It targeted certain industries. What is this looking like? That they're targeting the crypto industry. Get it? Okay. Moving on, it goes on to say down here, this coordinated behavior, talking about this quote unquote Operation Choke Point and Operation potentially Choke Point 2.0, seems disturbingly reminiscent of Operation Choke Point, the senators wrote. In that operation, federal regulators applied pressure on financial institutions to cut off financial services to certain licensed, legally operating industries simply because certain regulators and policymakers disfavored those industries. What do we see right now happening with Coinbase? They are a regulated entity and they're being attacked for selling quote unquote unregistered securities. Again, disfavored in the industry. Why? Because they're not abiding by the quote unquote policymakers, right, rules. Yet they are. They're a legal licensed entity, not only in other places, other nations all over the world, other countries. Okay, you get what I'm saying? Why not in the United States? Obama administration, Operation Choke Point, look it up, look into detail. A target, ladies and gentlemen. I cannot stress enough. Moving on, okay? This is where it's going to get interesting, okay? So we come over here. This is the last fundamental I think I have for you all before we get into the documents. It goes on to say, Silicon Valley Bank's downfall has many causes, but crypto is not one. Goes on to say, the downfall of SVB, Signature Bank, and Silvergate Bank, all within a short time, has installed fears of another 2008-like financial crisis. Everybody's freaking out right now. Pay attention, because when there's pain in the market and the majority of retail investors are shaken out, that is when the institutional money comes in and buys up the fear. I'm not saying that the fear is over, and I'm not saying that the bottom is in, but that is usually when, if history repeats itself, they come in and buy up everybody else's fear. When everybody else doesn't want to be a part of the market, they know that. And they know exactly, in my personal opinion, what it is that they're doing, shaking everybody out. So it goes on to say, while policymakers continue to assure the public that they are working on a recovery plan, with the Biden administration announcing measures to protect depositors, the bank run created a panic in the US markets. It goes on to say what a bank run is. If you don't know, just to educate you, a bank run happens when the majority of depositors at a particular bank decide to withdraw their funds at the same time. Most banks, I've been telling you guys for the longest time, look at this, I highlighted this in purple. Most banks do not have all depositors' monies. Why? Because under fractional reserve banking systems, which is what we operate on, banks are required to only hold a percentage of customer deposits at any time. And I honestly think that that's like 20 to 10%. You don't have to fact check me on that. That's just my guess off of research that I've done. I'm pretty sure they only have to hold 20 to 10%. So if you go deposit $100 in the bank, they only have to hold 20 bucks of it, $10 of it maybe. The other 80 to 90 bucks, they can loan out, okay? Eventually, what does that lead to? Overall, a liquidity crisis, right? Because when depositors get fearful, they want to go pull out their money, it's not there, right? Now look at this part of this article. It says, in fact, crypto flipped the narrative and proved to be a safe haven during the ongoing bank crisis, even when most traditional markets and financial institutions were bleeding red. While slumping slightly on March 10th, the prices of major cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin have seen a marked improvement over the last 10 days. Boom. Watch what I'm about to prove to you guys right now. Let's go over to the economic report from the White House that came out, okay? You guys can see economic report of the president. You guys can go check this out. I might be even link it in the description down below. Let's go to page 20 first. This is where it's going to blow your mind, okay? So here it goes on to, let me just find it real quick before I get ahead of myself. Let's see it. Okay, right here. So in the table of contents, okay, if you scroll down here to page 20, it says right here, crypto assets can be harmful to consumers and investors. There have been limited economic benefits from distributed ledger technology. And let me show you again how this is all part of the plan. This is again from the White House telling you that there have been limited economic benefits from distributed ledger technology. Of course, they want you to believe that. First of all, here's an article right here saying that in fact, crypto flipped the narrative and proved to be a safe haven during the ongoing bank crisis that actually pumped during this entire thing. So if you put your money in other major traditional markets, you would have lost money. Whereas if you would have put your money into crypto, you would have gained money. So then why is the economic report from the White House telling you that it has limited economic benefits? Let's just pause right there, because maybe people will be like, oh, well, that has to do with the whole entire world, economic benefits. No. Let's check this out. What is the individual definition of an economic benefit? An individual economic benefit is a financial gain or advantage that occurs to a specific person or entity as a result of an economic transaction or activity. It refers to the benefits that an individual can receive from a particular economic activity or decision, such as earning a higher salary, receiving a dividend from an investment, or saving money by purchasing goods or services at a lower cost and seeing an appreciation in the value. Boom. Let's just go over to the Bitcoin chart real fast. Back in November and December, do you all remember when articles were coming out? Even Jim Cramer was telling you back in November to sell your Bitcoin, don't buy now, get out of crypto. There were senators telling you that crypto has no use case, has no economic value at all. If you would have put, and this is not financial advice, I'm just going to show you all how the economic report from the White House is incorrect. There have been limited economic benefits from distributed ledger technology. You'd have put $1,000 in Bitcoin in November of last year, 2022. Well, as of March 24th, Friday, 2023, you would have had an 89% return on your overall investment. Your $1,000 would have turned to $1,890. Now, that does not seem like a lot of money, but when it comes to traditional assets that just failed during the entire liquidity crisis, again, which blockchain and distributed ledger technology is trying to solve, ladies and gentlemen, your money would have flipped, and they know that. Drops mic. That is my first connection to this report, okay? Proving to you all that this is not correct information. Now, don't get me wrong, there are rug pulls out there and scam artists in this market, and that is most likely what they're directing their attention towards in this statement, and retail traders don't really know that. People like FTX, individuals, again, that collapsed, major projects, things of that nature, okay, Terra Luna, right, 2022. That's what they're trying and attempting to keep on people's minds. That's why you always still see consistent news articles surrounding Sam Bankman-Fried and Do Kwon and because they're trying to keep that in people's minds. When if you actually go read the documents, which we've shown you all here on the CYPRX YouTube, most bank and institutional players have already moved past FTX. There's even economic reports that have come out that we've displayed here on the YouTube channel in past video breakdowns where institutions physically said that FTX did not have a major impact on their decision whether they wanted to participate in the crypto markets or not. Do you all understand that? So let me prove to you even further that that is the truth, okay? Let's scroll down here to page 268, and I'm gonna sweep you off your feet right now. If you're still around and you enjoy these video breakdowns, smash that thumbs up button. I cannot stress enough, it does help boost algorithm, and it'll push more of these videos out to individuals like yourselves, okay? Check this vocabulary out. Remember these two tweets that I told you guys to remember by the end of this video breakdown. Again, August Karstens, general manager of the BIS, saying that our payment system requires a stable foundation that unleashes the private sector's creativity, and Nellie Lang, Secretary Treasury of Domestic Finance, saying that crypto assets are used for speculative trading right now, and in the future, we plan to use them for payments, okay? Let's go over to the economic report. Check this out. It goes on to say, this is just proof that crypto, again, had nothing to do, let's go back up, had nothing to do with Silicon Valley Bank fail. People will be like, oh, that's not right. Crypto had everything to do with it. Reading the headlines, but when you go read the details, look at this. This is literally the economic report from the White House admitting that crypto had nothing to do with this collapse. It goes on to say, fortunately, there has not yet been a systematic crisis caused by crypto assets. Do you all see this sentence right here? In part because they are not yet fully integrated with the rest of the financial system. All of your bullish moon boys who keep telling you that we are going to see something crazy, especially back in 2022, did not understand this, is that institutions, major banks, yes, I get it, some banks operating with millions and billions of dollars are using cryptocurrency right now for test payments and actual payments. But I'm talking about the trillions of dollars behind the scenes that run and move through our financial payment system are not using cryptocurrency just yet. With that being said, here is proof. Again, fortunately, there has not been systematic crises caused by crypto assets. This is literally coming from the White House. If you're not going to believe a guy, again, on the YouTube space, an influencer that's constantly showing you documented proof, here is a statement from the freaking White House telling you that crypto did not cause this. Do you see? Yet they're in the mainstream. All the fundamentals are making you think that crypto was the cause of this, shaking people out. Do you guys see? Okay, let's go to another statement. Remember, crypto is not being used for payments yet. What it is being used for is speculative trading. Right here, what does it say? Check this out. It says, the risks presented by crypto assets stem from excessive speculation, high leverage, run risk, environmental harm from crypto asset mining, and fraudulent activities that harm retail investors and corporations. Now that's interesting, again, because what is crypto, according to Nellie Lang, mainly used for? Speculative trading. Well, what are there a lot of risks in crypto? Because of what right now? An access of speculative trading. People putting in their money thinking that some project is, connected to Fed now because they paid for a partnership, shout out, and then the project doing a rug pull and jacking $40 million from individuals and investors. Okay, that's why speculative trading. Everybody wants to speculate and think that the next shiny object is a new big thing and put their money into it to, again, make what? Significant gains, because there is an economic benefit from crypto. You get what I'm saying? Everybody's on that gene chasing clout right now. But look at this. It goes on to say, because crypto assets appear to be here to stay. I'm just gonna stop saying anything right now. Do you see this statement right here? Because crypto assets appear to be here to stay, policymakers should consider these risks to avoid anything bad caused by crypto assets. Do you see that? So they're literally telling you right here that crypto assets are not fully integrated into the financial system yet. Look at the vocabulary. It says yet, ladies and gentlemen, not yet. But what did Nellie Lang say? That they will be used for payments in the future. I'm done. Drops mic. Do you guys see why they don't want you involved in crypto? Do you guys see why there is a war right now on banks who off and on ramp crypto asset to fiat payments? Because they know what's about to happen. When they flip this switch and everything goes digital and they start using distributed ledger technology for our payment infrastructure, trillions of dollars are going to flood into this market. There's going to be a new 1% of individuals. And again, my personal opinion, this is not financial advice. The people that cold storage and get their crypto off of exchanges, that survive this winter and that push through to see the light at the end of a dark tunnel, there is going to be a certain select few individuals. I'm not saying that anybody that invests in XRP, HBAR, Casper, XLM, Quant, XDC, any of the cryptocurrencies that we invest in here at CYPRX are going to be the chosen ones, but there is going to be a select handful of individuals that do ride the wave to this new system. And they know that for a fact. You can see it in their vocabulary in the report. Not yet fully integrated with the rest of the financial system. Here to stay. Do you guys see? They're telling you that crypto has no economic, I don't know what else to do, right? I don't know how else to present it to people, okay? No economic benefit. Come on now. Why was Jim Cramer telling people to sell Bitcoin back in November when it was at the bottom? Had you parked $1,000 into it, it'd be worth 89% more than it is today. It's mind-blowing. And in my personal opinion, again, I don't think anything happens by coincidence. I think personally that it's all by design. That's not a fact. That is my personal opinion. But based off of the information I've shown you all here today, you all can take what it is that you want, disregard what you don't need, and move on about your lives. Blessings to you guys. I hope that you all enjoyed that video breakdown. I know that it was a longer one. I had to get some of that off my chest. So with that being said, smash that thumbs up button, subscribe. Don't forget that our book release of Forever Efficient is coming out in April. So look forward to that. It'll be available worldwide on Amazon.com. Make sure to update you guys with that on the Twitter space and the YouTube space, as well as the Rumble space. As always, be constant, be aware, do your own personal research. I cannot stress enough. I'll leave you guys with saying one more thing. By the way, let me go to the Twitter space real fast because there's a really nice tweet that I put out to you guys, and I just want to make sure that people hear this. Okay, let's go down here. I said to you all, in this stage, and I'll leave you guys with this. I know that I'm ranting, but this is for the individuals that really listen to what it is that we have to offer here at CYPRX, the information, the knowledge that we provide, just trying to help people. Just people aren't really about just casually just helping people anymore. And that's all I'm trying to do, is just help people understand that these markets are a manipulative tool to, milk and squeeze your brain in multiple different ways till you break and crack and give up. And when you let that happen, when you let that the pressure break and crack you, I can't stress enough. You've got to rise above. So I go on to say, in this stage of early adoption in the crypto markets, I cannot stress enough, part of successful trading, listen, part of successful trading is assessing your risk properly. Trust a project or a trade you place in the market because you are willing to accept the risk, not because it's safe or certain. Real superior traders / investors know nothing in this market is certain. That is a fact. Nothing in this market is guaranteed. Tomorrow, like I said, they could come out with some black swan event saying nobody can own crypto, nobody can trade forex, nobody can own gold, turn it all in, communist world, boom, flip the switch, National Guard rolling out, taking everybody's stuff. I'm not saying that that's going to happen. It's possible 110% if they wanted to. Who's going to tell them not to? Not you, for sure. You get me? So nothing is certain. And when you understand that, right, you can start operating efficiently in this market. Why? Because it'll force you to assess your risk properly, right? Every real superior trader also knows, or investor, because maybe you're not a day trader, maybe you're just an investor, a hodler, you can be sure that they have assessed their risk properly. Every single real superior trader and investor. This is one thing that separates the 5% of winners from the 95% of losers. Think about that for a second. If you went and you interviewed, there's an interview dropping that I did with myself and Amir Casper. He asked me some very interesting questions. It's dropping soon. If you interview people that are actually profitable in this market, one of the number one things that they will tell you that made them successful is when they started assessing their risk. They started understanding to win in this market, you have to expose your capital less to this market, because the market has a way of taking people's capital, which is mostly the less informed person, which is 95% of individuals. Blessings to you guys. As always, I can't stress enough. Be cognizant, be aware. I'll see you all in the next video breakdown. Everybody take it easy. Good night.
I won't stop till I hear him say